Yeah, we pretty much good to go, man.
All right. Whenever you ready.
Welcome back to the Hidden Gems podcast, people you need to know and why. Today's guest, one of my favorite artists, multi-talented comedian, actor, producer. Welcome to the show, Malik S.
What's up, brother? Glad to be here, man.
Likewise.
Detroit.
Yeah, welcome, man.
Yeah.
You headlining at Punchline this weekend.
Yep. We headlining, having a good time, man. You know, Black-owned comedy club, so
Yeah,
that
sir.
always feels a little extra special. You know,
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
not too many of them, so
Yeah, that's
good.
That's a great point. Before we get started, because I didn't know that. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool with one of the owners over there, and he had mentioned he was like we wanted a few.
Yeah.
And I never thought about it like that.
Yeah, it's not a lot. You would think it'd be more because it's a lot of black comedians, but not a lot of black. But I mean, I guess it's sad to say, but that's probably mostly in everything. It's a lot of black football players, but
How many owners?
exactly.
A lot of the athletes in certain sports.
Right. So I guess comedy's kind of the same, but I'm at one, so that's good.
And we appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
And we appreciate when y'all show the love and support too, and I'm not plugging them not only because it's family, but like you said, the establishment, and it shows people what's possible because it'd be a great time. The energy right. It's fun. You do your thing. It's a lot of love being shown.
Yeah, man. It's always fun, you know. I mean, but just like anything else, it's a business. So the business got to be right. And we got to support it. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, sometimes we tend to support our own.
Right.
But on the flip side of that, sometimes when we do get our own, we don't run it right. So I mean, you know, it's a lot of factors, man. There's a lot of blame to go all around. So if we just come together, man, you know.
And people like us, we leading by example, you know, because for everything people say, this is why I don't do that, or they ain't doing this over there, and we showing you instead of, in addition to telling you.
Yeah, because a lot of times people actually do the podcast and it don't be, you know, it don't be organized, it don't be right. You get there, you sitting and waiting, and I'm just like, come on, dude, I'm already doing this for love, so don't have me waiting 2-3 hours. Oh my God, I'm out, dog.
Yeah, and that's why I don't take it lightly or for granted when y'all show us love, because like I said, I respect y'all time, and it's the goal is to create a mutually beneficial atmosphere.
Right.
And it's really appreciated, so thank you. And
yes, sir.
I know you're a busy man.
Yeah.
I know you doing comedy for this weekend, but your writing credits are extensive.
I'm always working, man. Trying to be, man. I got kids, bro. I got a 15-year-old daughter, man.
Nice.
I got a son. He grown, but he's still on daddy payroll, man. You know, they never really go away.
I mean,
so
I don't have children yet, but I hear that's how it is. And I'm my parents' only child too. So.
Oh yeah, so you good? You got a good little safety net.
I'm grateful for it though.
Yeah, you better be. Yeah, man. You got 2 parents, so you had to be successful.
Have to, man.
Because
it has to be.
I hate to see somebody with 2 parents and they, you know, no disrespect, but it's like you got 2 parents and you work out, you know, like you agree at Walmart. That's a waste of a father, man. What are you doing, dog?
And when you the only one, they looking at it too. I understand it. It's like,
I got one shot. I ain't got nothing else. When I go to church, I need something to say. I got something to brag about. So, you know what I mean? So like, you got a father and a mother, man. You better be somebody.
Gotta be, and and then plus, like I said, I'm very thankful. Yeah, they instill certain values and characteristics in me. So I'm just doing my best to use everything to my advantage, man.
I told my kids, I put pressure on them. Look, man, you got a mother and father. I need y'all to be something.
Hey,
because I could have left. But I stuck around. You could have left, dog. You know what I'm saying? Now you ain't, man, you better be something, dog. Like, I'm gonna need some degrees in here, some success in here, like, you know what I'm saying? Don't make my fatherhood look like it ain't do nothing. Right. You know? So it's all good, man.
Yeah, that's dope, man. And so yeah, you from Miami?
Yeah, Miami, man. 305 Dade County, man.
Dope.
Yeah.
So what's that in so yeah, we like in the hip hop era, and so what was it like, that comedy scene as you coming up Did you come up in Miami or you moved somewhere else?
No, I started in Miami.
Nice.
Got my bones in Miami, and then I left Miami like, it had to be like, I was like 8 years, 9 years in already. Okay. Then I moved to LA.
Nice.
So when I got to LA, I was already, I knew what I was doing. I wasn't trying to figure it out.
right.
LA, so that was cool.
That's not the place to go figure it out. You gotta have.
Man, LA's like the league. You know what I'm saying? You went to high school, college, and now you're in the league. Some people, but if you're born in LA, then you ain't got no choice. But
right.
You know what I'm saying? But I prefer that. I'm glad I did it the way I did it. I'm glad it worked out the way it worked out. I didn't go out there prematurely. So.
And that's why I'm starting to branch out now. I'm thankful that I was able to build at home. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I had the opportunity to move to New York one time. I'm glad it fell through. Whatever happened.
Right.
But that's why I've been able to build here. Because I was like, I left college as a sophomore, so it was like less than a year I had the opportunity and it didn't work out. So I've been able to build here since like 06. So now I'm 15 years into the podcasting thing.
Right.
But it's always great when you can start at home, in my opinion. But you always go where the best opportunities are.
Yeah, man. I mean, everybody got a different path to whatever, you know what I'm saying? I feel like life is just like a map. Going to get here, some people gonna go this way, some people gonna take the toll road, some people gonna take the back road, some people gonna take the highway. But at the end of the day, everybody's trying to get here. Every road not for everybody.
Exactly.
There's no set formula to when you're trying to be an entrepreneur, entertainer, you know what I'm saying? There's people ask me all the time, oh man, how do I become a writer? I be like, well, my story probably doesn't apply to you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's no set way. How become a comedian? Just become a comedian. Do I know what to tell you? Like, it's not like a union you gotta be, you know what I mean? Just take your ass, find an open mic.
Everything is tailor-made to you.
Yeah.
That's a great point. So which one was first for you, writing or stand-up?
No, comedian. I was a comedian first, and then that led to, it's like comedy leads to every other opportunity I've ever had. And probably will have. It's always gonna be stem from comedy first, which leads to another opportunity, to another opportunity. But at the end of the day, people mess with me because of the humor.
Right.
And then I show them, oh, look, on top of that, I can also do it. I can act too. I can write too. You know what I'm saying? But so comedy be first. It's just, even you look at somebody like Jamie Foxx. You know, he was in movies and TV shows, but he was funny. And then that led to like, can he be serious? Like, yeah, be serious.
Yeah, exactly.
And then he did dramatic roles, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, but it still all came from the comedy.
Right.
You just, you know what I'm saying? You look at like Kevin Hart, I mean, it was a business mogul.
Right, yeah.
He came from comedy first though.
Exactly.
And then he's like, I can also do this. I can also be a businessman.
Right.
I can, you know what I mean? So, I would never give up the stage.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's my foundation to, you know what I'm saying? It's like, that's the thing that made people look at you. That's my bad bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, who that is over there? You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man.
You just helped me realize something because I'm in a different arena. But that's what podcasting is for me. It's a stepping stone. Like, it opened up the opportunities.
Right.
Like we mentioned that I was like, I don't know how I ended up working with a lot of comedians, but it gave me a platform to bring other opportunities to me because it's like, you start off in this one thing, but then it's like, okay, now you're in all these different circles. Oh, by the way, I have produced my own shows before. I could assemble things like this. I can. So now I'm in the forefront. Let me showcase the rest of my skills, and you'll never know where it could take you.
Yeah, so my son is like, he wants to do this, he wants to do that. I'm like, that's cool, but you know, focus on one, master that one. And then that one will open doors to all the other ones. Like he's like, first I want to be an actor, you want to be a writer, you want to be executive, you want to be a producer. I was like, well, let's do one.
Right.
Because whichever one that you do, if you do it well, whether you produce it whether you acting or writing and be executive, it's gonna open the doors to all the other ones. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're a great interviewer, you know what I'm saying? If you like, dang, this dude, Chris, man, he know how to interview. It's gonna lead to something else or a bigger platform, a national platform.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Because we live in America, man, you know what I'm saying? One thing about it, you know, we do have racism in this country, but boy, white people love their money more than they, you know what I'm saying? They see that, hey man, I can make some money off Chris. They gonna snatch your ass up and put you on a national platform real fast and get paid off you know what I'm saying? And you know, it's an exchange, you know what I mean?
Right,
so
right.
I always say, you know, focus on that one that you do well, go hard on that, and then all the other ones will come later. So that's how I was doing comedy.
Right.
I'm still doing comedy, still trying to be a master at that, and everything else, you know, fall in line. So that's what we doing.
Yeah, and that's interesting. Like I honestly I didn't know what I wanted to, like, you know, at that age too, we pretty much, unless you have like a certain guidance, like he's blessed because you already, even if he didn't want to take that route, he has an example for the plane. Like me, I've done a lot of things that haven't been done, you know, so it was just like, where do I start? And then somebody told me, like you said, to help narrow it down, what's your passions? It was like, what would you, like, do what you love and you'll find the path to the financial gains.
Right.
And so I love music. Music is in my blood. I get that from my mother. And so I tried to work in music on the business end.
Right.
And so did that for like 2 years, and then I got introduced to my homegirl. Shout out to Stacy. She's ambitious and innovative. She had her own internet radio, so I tried that and saw it could be something.
Right.
Like you said, when you find that thing, you work on it and sharpen your sword, perfect your craft, see where it go. And that's dope, man. And people, it's like everything is a catalyst, you know. Like even like you said, when you go to the league, that opens up opportunities because you're in a whole nother world. You're like, okay, I can place my bread over here, or I can. I never knew I could do this, you know.
So LeBron's a producer. He's a businessman.
A media.
He's a businessman.
Exactly.
But because he played basketball at the highest level, he took what he knew and did it at the highest level, and it opened up a bunch of doors for other things. And then not only that, then you have a responsibility because now you have the opportunity to put other people on.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So, and like you say, like me and you, I feel like the same. Like we didn't have a example and then sometimes I wonder, depending on your personality, is having an example or having an easy gift or a curse? Because for me, I didn't have no example. I didn't even know the stuff I was doing was possible. I thought you were born into that stuff.
Right.
I didn't think you could just be an actor. I thought you had to be born in it. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So because of that though, the hunger and the desire was there. And then I had my son early, so I was young. I was a young father.
Okay.
I'm like 20 with a kid. So even I was pursuing these things and I still had to make sure I was a father, I had to provide.
Exactly.
So I think sometimes that makes you go harder depending on your personality, but you know, for me, I wouldn't change how everything worked out because I think it made me, I had to grow up fast.
I understand.
I had to be responsible.
Right.
A lot of the mistakes younger guys my age made, I couldn't make. You know, I couldn't go to jail for 6 months.
Right.
That's 6 months I ain't see my kid. That's 6 months him and his mom was just on their own, so I couldn't take those stupid ass chances.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I think sometimes when you have it, I think it's on personality because some kids have it easy and then you see, like I'm sure you went to school with some kids that was like well off or high middle class.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you look up 10 years after high school, you like, damn dog, like where happened to you? Like, you got it. Both your parents was like principals and you know what I'm saying? But they had it so easy, they just kind of like, that hunger wasn't there, you know what I mean?
And that's the thing, that's a great point because it's about, like you said, personality, because I'm naturally ambitious and innovative. I have a curious mind.
Right.
And then you factor that in with, like, I tell people all the time, because you seem like cut from that cloth like my parents. They was like, they let me know that you gotta you're gonna have to do it. Like
Yeah.
you have access to everything. Like you ain't lacking anything that you want. Your needs are met. But you have to do, it's gonna do this. So I had the balance of applied pressure factored in with my ambition. And so, like to your point, man, radio broadcasting was not an option for me. Like I didn't know you could do that. I don't know anything at this point about.
Right.
I just know the radio is where you listen to your favorite songs every now and then. I know the business side of it, and I happen to get introduced to that and learn the business side, and this could be something. And then I believe in divine timing too, because it's like I caught a wave. Because even if I wanted to be that, it wasn't as easy to get into the industry as it is now because of technology. You know, you had to have a degree in communications and broadcasting and all it is. Now you go buy equipment, you got the internet. you got yourself.
Yeah.
You're your own boss.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I don't want to sound old and dated, but it's almost like I feel like this new generation, man, there's no excuses, bro.
It's
you know what I'm saying? Like all the information is right there in your hand. Whatever you want to know, how to, it's right there, man. Like when I was coming up, I wanted to be a comedian, like there was no, you know what I'm saying? Internet wasn't like that. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't all this information. You could just look up stuff and boom, right there. Open minds, boom.
Anything in your city, you know where to go.
Yeah, so it's like now I feel like, and sometimes I be hard on my kids because I'm just like, yo, there's no reason for you not to be successful. You have a foundation. You have both parents that went to college. You have both parents that talk to you. We're not old and like old ass parents. We still young, like me and my son. We listen to the same music, dude. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like, I still relate to you. So you have no reason not to. If you're not successful, that was your doing. Yeah. And I tell them like, dude, I'm not gonna feel any kind of way. I'm not gonna feel like I failed because I've given you every opportunity. And I know he's gonna be successful.
Oh yeah, of course.
You know what I'm saying? He's gonna be successful because I put all that in him. You know, I instilled all that in him and he sees it. So that's the one difference I feel like with these kids also. It's like, you can see the success. Like the reason my son wants to be an executive, because you've been around executives.
Exactly.
Like you've seen it. Like I've exposed you to that. And I think sometimes that's a lot too, because now with internet, you know, you can live in Detroit, but man, your mind and your vision and can go anywhere, dude. It can go anywhere. Now, back in the day when we had innovators, like, you know what I'm saying, like you say, and your thing, you had to like it had to be vision, not sight. You know what I'm saying? You had to like in your head. But now you literally can look at it and be like, oh, exactly. Marco look. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, this is, you know what I'm saying? So like, I feel like I'm not saying it's easy, but you know, if you can see it, it helps a lot for you to achieve it.
It does.
You know what I'm saying? So,
and that's to your point about personality. Everybody has different learning ways. Like that's why I left school, because like the different learning methods, like some people need to see something in order to know that it's possible. And others just like, I just know inside, I just know it's possible.
You just know, have it in your heart.
Yeah.
I mean, and you can use both, because it's like I do this thing, dude, where I just look at like crazy outlandish cars, like, you know, $2 million cars. I just look at them and it's like, it's dope. And sometimes if I'm going certain places, I'll ride through a crazy expensive neighborhood just to see the houses. Just to see it, just to put it in my, you know what I'm saying, in my mind and in my heart, be like, yeah, that house exists. You can be in there. Why can't you be in there? Somebody lives in there.
You literally just said what I was thinking, because it's like, I think every city probably got, or major cities got them, you know, the mall everybody go to, like the wealthy people. So it's like when I'm there and you see that car or that thing, like it exists for a reason. What's stopping you? If that's your thing, what's stopping you from getting them keys?
Dude, they make these big ass houses, somebody living in them.
Right, it's there for a reason.
Why can't I live in one? I can't.
You can.
You know what I'm saying? So that's how I live. I'm always like, why not me?
I'm with you, man.
You know what I'm saying? Why not me? You know what I mean? Like, hey, I've made it this far. Shit, I can go further.
and that's like you said, and that's why I like what you said. It is about the balance, because I've checked myself with that, because I'm like, it does help to have a point of reference. Like, you could go do it, but it's great to know that it's been done. It's great to travel down the paved road sometimes.
Yeah.
You know? You don't always have to be building.
You have to balance. It's good to be the new thing.
Yeah.
But it's also good to be like, oh, okay. And then in addition to that, like, if I'm watching you, if it's this kid in high school right now watching you, like, okay, so he had dropped out of school, you know what, I'm gonna do the same thing, but I'm gonna stay in school. It might be like, he steal from you, but put, you know what I'm saying? Every great artist, painter, singer, rapper, whoever, they all steal a little bit from somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You steal a little bit from somebody else, and then you put your thing in it, and then boom. Just like even with cooking. Yeah. Nobody making no new recipes.
Really?
For real.
All the ingredients there.
Yeah, you just putting, okay, boom, now this is mine. You know what I'm saying? But you're not inventing no new spices.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know,
because you don't have to.
Yeah, you just, you make it your own.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, how many times we heard songs been remade? But it's still like, oh, I like that version, but I also like the original version.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So I think that's what life is, dude. You just gotta make your version and get some of the successful, proven versions, put them together and make it be your thing, you know? And I think that's just what it's like comedy, like rapping. Rappers, comedians, singers, ain't none of us saying nothing new, really. We just saying it how we see it. And that's what people respond to. Yeah. They respond to your take on whatever that thing is. It's like, you know, you in podcast, Joe Rogan does a podcast. He's doing the same thing you're doing. Right. People respond to his take on it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? A bunch of people rapping, people respond to Drake's take on it. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly,
So, you know, and I think when it comes with the arts, that's what it is. It's just like you have to put how you see things with also what already works. You know what I'm saying? You baking a cake. Everybody, you gotta have a base.
Exactly.
And then you put your little icing and decorations and everything, like brisk cakes.
Right.
Still the same ingredients.
Exactly.
That everybody else got.
And I agree. That's dope. It's give your contribution. You know.
Yeah.
And that's why I think the importance of, if more people understood that everybody has something to offer, no matter whether the level is subtle or extravagant. Yeah. But if you tap into that, life will be more fulfilling and productive, because I think about that a lot, because I've been walking in my purpose since 19. I was on the beginning of my spiritual journey. Right. And that mine happened. I don't think like a certain severe thing has to happen for you to do it. Like mine, I was on the back end of Hurricane Katrina. Right. Because I went to college at Dillard. And you know, that was weird. 5 cities in 2 weeks, just trying to get back here, you know. Right. So
he's a refugee. In your own country.
That was crazy, man. Like, I was safe, but there was a point where this peace came over me, because I was in right outside Jackson, Mississippi with some of my mom's friends. And after this, like, we just caught the back end, so I ain't gonna, you know, exaggerate. Like, I was out there. I was floating. I made it. Yeah. You can't put that twist on it, because they weren't there. Right. But yeah, that's when I started. I realized I had a purpose. I was 19, and that's when I became more serious about life. You know, I was still a kid, but not like serious to the intensity where I'm not enjoying being young in my youth. But I started taking things more serious, and then I started thinking, like, I'm 37 now, so now I'd be thinking, like, what if we were taught to walk in your purpose instead of trying to make somebody something? Right. You know, because people like, you got to do this, and you got, like, it worked for so-and-so, but that was tailored for them. Right.
So, well, I mean, we taught to be workers.
We are.
That's the education system, is to be a worker. So you have to have a few innovators and a few minds that be like, a few warped minds that be like,
we call it crazy, and they good.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You're not going, ain't nobody super successful that follows the agenda. If you follow the agenda, you're going to end up being a worker. And nothing wrong with being a worker.
It's not.
We need workers. You know what I'm saying? One thing I've learned during the pandemic is that I honor everybody's job. Like every job is honorable because every job is necessary.
Yeah.
And we noticed that through the pandemic, all the people we took for granted.
Oh man,
We realized how resourceful and necessary they were. And now, you know, like I always tipped, but after the pandemic, I tip a little better now because I'm just like, yo, you know what? This is, you know what I mean? Because it's been always there, and you know what I'm saying? But now if a man gets up, puts his pants on, ties up his shoes, and goes to work, I respect that. I don't care what kind of work it is.
Exactly.
Like I don't talk nobody's job, you know what I'm saying?
I'm with that too. Like I don't job shame, you know, because it's like, for one, it's like it's not my it's not my job to do that.
Right.
But it's just like you said, you don't know people's life circumstances, what their goals are.
Right.
And I just don't.
Plus you need them.
You do. And by the,
you know what I'm saying? Like I see people, like you say, you don't job shame, which is great, but people job shame, just like, okay, so, but I thought you like going to McDonald's.
Exactly, yeah.
You know
working at McDonald's.
Like, so you think it's gonna be a bunch of people with biology degrees working at McDonald's, dog? Like if you like McDonald's, why would you, you know, like downgrade the workers there?
And then when they do their job right, you ain't getting sick every time you go.
Right.
You know, so they're making sure they're doing it, not only doing their job, but they're doing it right.
Yeah, like you want your trash to be picked up, so why would you downgrade?
You gonna take the trash out?
Yeah, so it's like everything that you try to shame, but you actually benefit from it. So that's stupid as hell. You know, that's like you ain't gonna go to the restaurant and cuss the cook out and then sit down and wait for a meal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right. Or expect it to be to your benefit. Yeah.
So and that comes with maturity, and that comes with, you know what I'm saying, growth. I wasn't always that. I used to do the same, feel the same, and repeat the same ignorance that I've heard, you know what I'm saying? But now I'm just like, no, you know what, that doesn't make sense. Like if I need to run in Walmart and grab some stuff real quick, that's the only thing open, I should be happy somebody's working there.
Exactly.
At 2 a.m. that I can go in there and grab something, you know what I'm saying? Because if they wasn't working there, I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing, you know? So I've just, you know, it's just, and you know, everybody has, like you said, you had your moment and nothing significant happened, it just came. And I feel like that's how life is, like we just keep evolving. It's like, it's funny how, you know, there's nothing new under the sun, because old people used to say, when I was young, old people used to tell me certain things, and now I find myself there, I'm just like, damn, I'm old now, or, you know what I'm saying, you know?
That's what I learned is, what wisdom is. Like, we have no choice but for our age number to increase, and we evolve, like we physically evolve, but you have a choice to get better. Like, wisdom don't come with age. You have to choose to be wiser.
Yeah.
And like you said, it's timeless. That's why I read a lot of things that are from older times, because I'll be like, history repeats itself because people don't change.
Yeah, wisdom is like experience to me. But wisdom is experience, but having to acknowledge, to remember that experience and learn from it.
Exactly.
That's what wisdom is. Because a lot of people have the experience and they don't learn nothing from it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm more of a, like you say, different type of learner. I'm the type of dude that learn by, I can learn hands-on. I also can learn by watching. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could see like, oh, I ain't gonna do that. I see what happened to him. You know what I'm saying? But some people be like, nah, it ain't gonna happen to me, watch. Okay, and that's fair. It may not. You know what I'm saying? But what chances you're willing to take? Like, if I'm not passionate enough about something. Like, growing up, I had a lot of, from Miami, but a couple friends sell dope. You know what I'm saying? Some did okay, some didn't. But I always was just like, I ain't seen enough success for me to take those chances. You know what I'm saying? Because it wasn't passionate enough for me. But when I started doing comedy, if I see somebody get booed, I'm still gonna be like, well, I'm gonna go up there. I ain't gonna get booed. Because I was passionate enough about it that I'm willing to take those chances. You know, so I think if you're willing enough to take those chances, if you're passionate enough, then you can be like, well, that ain't gonna be me. You know, but some people, they just, everything ain't gonna be them. You know what I'm saying?
I'm like you, because I used to tell people, like, I used to say it, like, I'm really wired like that because I'm very self-analytical, so that's why I'd be like, that's how I learn and how I interact with other people. I'm just really wired that if my heart is not in it, I can't be productive. I will try.
Right.
And it just won't work.
But it's gonna be half-assed.
It's not gonna work.
Because that's not, you don't care. You know what I'm saying?
And I've tried.
It's not your thing.
Yeah, and it's like, so when I get to them, like when I have opportunities, you could tell what I'm passionate about because nobody has to tell you to do it.
Right.
Or try to force you. That's why I said, like, as my parents' only child, I let people know I'm not the type, I'm wired that I don't need to kick in the ass.
Right.
I'm gonna go get it regardless.
Right.
Because I appreciate the encouragement, but I don't need you to keep doing that.
Not if you want it.
No, yeah, you gotta want it.
I had a barber, man. He used to always tell me, and he passed away,
oh man,
rest his soul, but he used to always tell me this one thing, and I live by it. He say, how bad you want it? That was his thing. Because I'll be like, I want to do this, I want to do that. He'd be like, no, you don't. I'm like, yes, I do. He's like, no, you don't. Yes, I do. Like, how bad you want it? I'm like, I don't want it. He say, what have you done about it? Like anything, have you, what effort has you put towards it? Because I'm sure you meet people all the time, man, I want to do a podcast. Well, did you even buy a microphone? Yeah. Did you even look up how much microphones cost?
Man, I didn't.
You know what I'm saying?
I didn't lay the blueprint out for people. I'm talking about they would ask me. They say, I want to do a show.
Right.
I would write down the list of equipment, who to talk to if I ain't got the answer.
Right.
They don't follow through.
Because they don't want it.
But people want the results. They don't. That's like you said. We know it's what they say. You don't have to say what's already understood. Like I could tell if you wanted it or not just by watching how you maneuver.
People, like you said it. People don't want the process. they want the results.
Like I want
they
that.
Want to skip the process.
Yeah, you do want that. You like the idea of having that, but do you want to put?
But it's like you gotta think that it comes with a whole lot of stuff that you don't see. Same thing even with men. Like we'll see a bad, beautiful woman, like, oh, I want that. You don't know what that come with. You just see that right there, outside, made up, but you don't know what that is at home. You don't know what that come with or don't come with.
Exactly, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, people always want the end result. They don't want the process.
Right.
And truthfully, man, sometimes the process can be more fun than the result, dude. Because it's almost like when you was a kid or, whatever, if you going on this crazy vacation, you going to Fiji, private jet to Fiji. Dude, the days up to going is the most exciting some of the time. Because once you on the plane, now you're on the plane.
Right.
And once you get to Fiji, now you're at Fiji.
Right.
So sometimes
hopefully it lives up to what you thought.
Sometimes the process of getting to that destination is so much more fun and enjoyable and memorable than the actual destination. That's why people are always trying to get to a new destination. You don't see billionaires being like, okay, I don't need to do anything else, I'm a billionaire. No, they always trying to,
I done did this, so what now?
Like Elon Musk. I mean, I'm not a fan like that, but this dude bought Twitter. He didn't have to.
Right.
It's like, I got to do something else. You know what I'm saying? So people got to understand, whatever you see somebody successful, whatever, you got to want their process. You can't just want their results.
Yeah.
People like, LeBron, yeah, but are you going to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning?
And even before he made it to the league, that's a great point, because sometimes we get on the subject of professional athletes, people be pocket watching. They be like, man, they getting paid too much to do this and do that. All they do is this. And I'm like, just on a basic level, I'm like, to me, I look at that as back pay, because how many athletes start when they're a kid?
Most of them.
Right, so you not only you going to school, you working for free, and then if you great at what you do, that means you're excelling, so you got to put the work in to practice and sustain. So for how many years of free labor? I mean, you might get a gift here and there, or incentive, but this is, and then not to mention where you came from, so you don't know what their household was like on top of it.
Yeah.
And then, so who was you to be saying that they getting paid too much? And then you said when you get to the league, you still got to perform. It's a job.
And you get to the league, I think it's even, to me, I mean, I'm not a professional athlete, but I would imagine it's even harder because there's always new people coming behind you.
Somebody trying to take your spot.
Every year is going to be a new LeBron coming behind you, and you have to stay LeBron. or he gonna be the new LeBron.
Right.
So for me, I feel like sometimes that's even harder, man. Like to stay on top. You know, you 28 as an athlete. That's like that's middle age.
Yeah.
You know, if not towards the end. And you got a new 21-year-old coming in hungry.
Right.
That's hard, dude.
That's what says a lot about Brian, because he pushing 40 now.
Yeah.
And these youngsters, the draft just came on recently, so they like 20.
Because some of them you only got to do a year.
Literally half.
So some of them only 19, 20.
Literally half, and he's still dominant.
That's like he's playing against his sons.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
You know, people gotta understand, man. There's a process to things, man. You know, you gotta put in a lot of work, a lot of free work, and it's crazy in any industry.
Oh yeah.
You gotta put in a lot of free hours, man. But if you focus and you know your goal, those hours aren't free.
Mm-hmm.
It's just delayed checks.
And
it's
that's
delayed.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's that back pay.
Yeah, yeah.
That's why it's like, as we mentioned earlier, as I'm in my 15th year in this show, I'm just starting to see it come together, you know?
Yeah, man.
But that's why I encourage people, when you do what you love, it's not really, like, it's a lot of work to do. It's not necessarily hard work, but it's a lot of things to do and all these different things. But when you love it, you excited, you wake up, I get to do this today,
right?
And learning is fun when you winning. It's like, if I did that, what else can I do?
Yeah.
And you just keep, then time evolves and they come together. But if you would have told me at 19, because I didn't have patience like that.
Right.
You know, like you said, the process is fun too, because that's what builds you.
Yeah.
So if you skip the process, then you may even make it to that point, but you won't be able to sustain it.
It's gonna be short-lived.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be short-lived because you didn't really, you don't appreciate it.
Right.
Because it was just,
you
know what I'm saying? It's just so fast. You know, that's why sometimes you have a lot of internet sensations in any field.
Right.
And then you look up 2-3 years from now, it's a new internet sensation because it wasn't a real grounded foundation behind it. It was just
it's like,
you know what I'm saying? It was a moment.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so you don't have a moment.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying?
Time steadily progresses.
Yeah.
And that's what I've learned, is to allow my life to line up with time, like to gradually progress with it. Because I don't want to have glory days like, man, back in '97, that was my highlight. Like, I mean, this is 20.
Yeah.
You enjoyed that then, but
you don't want your glory days to be 8 years ago. Like, God damn, dude, you still got
going. You still
got a lot of life left. Like, you already peaked.
You can't peak.
And if you do peak, you better have a pivot. You better have another thing. And that's the thing about being great at the one, because it'll open other doors when that one door closes, and it will.
Right.
Every door closes eventually, you know what I'm saying? But then if you was great at that one door, it'll open doors to a whole lot of other new opportunities, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause one day nobody's gonna wanna hear Chris do it, but then you can own the whole studio where they do podcasts.
I could produce it,
you know what I'm saying?
I could, yeah.
You can own, like, you're not listening to me. Oh, you like him? That's your new podcast dude? Oh, well, he uses my studio.
It's all going the same place.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So you wanna know, you gotta know that door will close eventually at some point. One day, all our casket will close and that'll be our curtain call.
And that's to that point, I'll be thinking about that, like, as I'm building this vision, I'm like you said, it's about balance. Do you want to be the flavor of the month or the store that the flavors is in? And you can be the flavor of the month in your own store. Because if they ain't want your flavor, you still winning, because people, as long as it's moving.
You still winning, dude. It's like I had the barber. You know, he had a barbershop, but he was a barber. It's cool if you don't have the most customers. Mm-hmm. Still come.
It's yours.
These my booths. Yeah. These my chairs. You know what I'm saying? So like you said, still coming to me.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's fine. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to be the best haircut guy, but I can be the best business guy that cut hair.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. If you figure that out, like, I don't have to be the funniest comedian, but if I could be the funniest businessman that does comedy, I'm gonna be all right.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just, you gotta put on a little extra layer on whatever it is you do to be able to keep up, especially with now, with times, dude. Hot today, gone tomorrow. Things so trendy now, man, and things move so fast, dude. Like, you be like, huh? Oh, it's over? Like, a movie come out, you be like, I'm try to go catch the movie in the theaters. Damn, I didn't even get a chance to go see it.
Exactly, right. And
it's out the theaters.
Turnarounds now.
It's quick.
And that's why, and you tailor it, you could tailor, that's why I think a lot of people don't realize that you can tailor your journey. Because it's easy, I understand it, it's easy to get overwhelmed when all this stuff moving, all these moving pieces, but that's more of a reason for me to settle in. Because if all these moving pieces, then you get pulled in every direction.
Yeah.
So that's why like you said, focus on one thing at a time when possible.
You gotta be grounded.
And that's what works, because I'm like, all my things are about longevity.
Right.
My main thing for when I left college and said I wanted to be an entrepreneur, it wasn't for financial gain, because the money is always gonna come with whatever over time.
Right.
And generational wealth was my motivation.
Yeah, that's
like to build something that's gonna stay.
No, I'm sure your parents wasn't too happy about you dropping out of college.
Nah.
Yeah.
And that's why I said I'm the different one. Cause like, okay, I'm like, look, we done seen it done the other way. I'm not saying nothing is wrong with that, because I'm actually, everybody contributes, because I'm standing on and building off the foundation that they laid for me.
Right.
But I also have to build my own, not only for myself to have my own entity, but build for future.
Right.
So it all coexists. It's about perspective.
You could always go back to school.
I can.
You know what I'm saying?
I can.
You can always go back to school.
People used to hate when I said first I'm gonna become very wealthy, then I'm gonna go back and get my degree. And they was like,
sometimes, you know, I've heard these conversations, people like, my kid could go to the pros right now, want them to go to college. For what?
The goal, right?
They could go back to school, like, get this money.
Exactly.
Like you say, generational wealth, get this money, invest it properly. College would be there. He could go to school during the off seasons, like take a couple classes during the off seasons, and keep doing that till he graduate. Or if his career is over in 4 years, which most athletes are, go back to school.
And that window, especially for athletes, that window, you have to pretty much go now. Right. Like whenever that opportunity is there.
There's no way in hell I tell my son that you gotta stay in school. For what? To go make $65,000? Like, no, go. You can always go back, go to school online. You know what I'm saying? Hell, I'll go to school for you online.
Right.
I'll go to school for you. Go ahead. Yeah, you're gonna take these online classes. You know what I mean? Like, we're gonna get this money though.
And that's my thing, is like I said, I was 19. I didn't know it was gonna take almost 20 years.
Right.
So I'm glad I started when I did.
Right.
Now ain't the time for me to be starting if you told me it was gonna take 20 years.
Right.
Because I had the youthful vigor to just go get it.
Right.
Now I'm settled in certain areas. I just be like,
you had the arrogance.
Oh yeah, you can go for it. Yeah. And that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing impossible.
A beautiful dumb mind. You know what I'm saying?
It works to your advantage.
Sometimes it works to your advantage because you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah, I didn't know I wasn't supposed to, like, because people look at people like, they didn't know they weren't supposed to do that.
Right.
That's why they made it.
Right.
Because they
it's
went.
A beautiful dumb mind sometimes.
Right.
Sometimes it works out like that. Like, when you don't know what you don't know, you don't have a care. You're not like, oh, you just like, figure it out.
Yeah, you don't. And that's a beautiful thing, because I'm like, I've accomplished things that I didn't know technically I wasn't supposed to do that.
Right.
Yeah. Because I didn't, it wasn't, you said unknown unknowns.
Yeah, man, it happens. It happened to me when I first started doing stand-up. I went to the open mics, because I had only seen comedy on TV. And I didn't even know they had comedy clubs. Like, wait, you do this every week? I thought people just did comedy on TV. I didn't know nothing about no comedy club. Yep. So every time I would see a comedian, even if it was the same comedian, he'll be doing a different set, because it was on TV. So I go to the open mic, I go the first week, and I watch, because I'm like, oh, I'm scared. I go the second week and I watch. But then it was the same dudes from the open mic. They was doing the same jokes, and I was just like, wait, I thought you're supposed to. I'm like, what? They doing the same thing they did last week. And then come to find out, like, yeah, that's what you do. You build on the joke, you work out your set, da-da-da. but I didn't. I was like,
the craft building.
Yeah. So I was just like, oh, okay, all right. Well, because I thought it was just you do the joke. I didn't know it was really jokes. I thought you went up there and just talked. Because that's what I did my first time. I just went up there and playing with the crowd, and I killed. But when I went back again the second week, like I say, the dudes from that went up with me went up again. They did the same thing they did, and I was just like, wait, they doing the same. I went up there and did the same thing again, just playing with the crowd, having a good time, kill.
Yeah.
But I really don't have no jokes. I'm just like, just saying shit. And I was just like, yo, so you did that last week? He's like, yeah, I'm building on it. Oh, so that's what I was just like, yeah. So I gotta have jokes? It's like, yeah. I just go, a beautiful dumb mind. Worked out though, the 2 times I did it.
Because if you fortunate enough, then they like, this guy has a new set every...
But I really don't have a set, because I don't even remember what I said. Right. It's over, you know what I mean? So I was like, oh, so I should have a set. So I should have something to go off on. And it's cool to riff with the crowd too, but I should get a set. And I was like, okay, it's cool. So then I started working on writing jokes and crafting the jokes, and you know what I'm saying? And here we are. But yeah, I didn't know that you're supposed to go up there with your set already. Again, it was a different time. This 23 years ago. So nowadays, I'm sure all this information is out. A new comic wouldn't know that. Mm-hmm. You should have a set. You know what I'm saying? You should have your, you know what I mean? But it wasn't, that information wasn't out there like that back then, you know what I'm saying? You couldn't just Google and YouTube stuff like that. YouTube, I think, was brand new or wasn't even out. I'm not even sure, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I know couldn't just go to Google and get all the stuff that I want to get now, you know, even with like podcasts, but you just go to Amazon, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Oh, which one's rated the highest? You know what I'm saying? Like,
exactly.
Boom, get that one. Like, one like that. You know what I'm saying?
So who's coming up with you out of Miami, or it's like?
Miami was, Marvin Dixon was like the king down there. He the one that actually got me started. Nice. He told me what to do, where to go. He was on the radio, and I went to his radio show, to the studio. I waited outside for him to get off. That's the only comedian that I had heard of that knew. Right. And I was like, well, I could get to him. You know what I'm saying? So I waited for him to get off, flagged him down. Hey, what the hell is this? So I tell him what I want to do. He tell me to go to the Improv on Monday night. Thank you, man. So I go to the Improv. Like 2 months, 3 months. Then I get a call from Marvin Dixon. It's like, yo, what's up, man? It's Marvin Dixon. People been saying your name around town. I want you to come do my show. He had a show on Tuesday. His show was the real show. Monday night was the open mic night. And he had 2 shows, 8 and 10. 8 was cool, working class people, you know, teachers, bankers, you know. 10:30 show, goons, straight thugs, strippers, the football players, just like. So Marvin, if Marvin calls you, you have to go.
Exactly.
If you want to be a comedian. Mm-hmm. So it was an honor that he even called me to do the show, because it's just like, it's other people around town that he won't even want to do the show. So all day I got, oh man, my stomach getting nuts. I do the 8, so I get there. And I introduce myself. He's like, ain't you the little dude catching the guy? I was like, yeah. He was like, oh. So ever since then, me and him been tight.
Nice.
Because he was just like, he didn't even know that he called me. People was just saying, it's this new cat, you know what I'm saying? And it turns out it was me. Exactly. So that was, you know, me and Marvin, that's our story, man. He got me started. Benji Brown was already doing it, Kyle Grooms, Razor. Yeah, man. So it was a couple cats down there, and that's kind of like, I came up right under them. They have been doing it a couple years, and I came up right behind them. It's a bunch of new cats down there now. I don't even know all the people, man. You know, it's a bunch of new people that's doing it. I think it's a guy named Plus, Pierre, there's a little guy named Success. This girl named Elizabeth Applehead. It's a bunch. I don't really know all, because I don't go back home that much. I do go home, but not in the comedy scene.
Exactly, right.
But yeah, that was a different time, man. It was
Yeah.
had to put that work in, boy.
Exactly.
And go hard.
And that's to your point, is like, it's like you said, we tailor make our journey because people acknowledge that you've been consistent. Because like he said, he didn't even know it was you. All you was that guy. How many people, you know, be like, yo, I'm gonna do this, and then and then he's like, oh, he's still at it, and not only he at it, he thriving.
Yeah.
He ready.
Yeah, he didn't even, and he was the first guy to take me out of town, took me to Bahamas with him. And so I'm forever, you know, that's my big brother in comedy, man. I'm forever grateful that he gave me the information. He didn't have to. Then he gave me opportunity on top of the information.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, he's always part of my journey, part of my process. And when I win that first Oscar or Grant or whatever you win in TV, Tony, all that, Marvin Dixon to be in my story. You know, Marvin Dixon to be in my story, D.L. Hughley, Cedric the Entertainer. Those three guys really got me here talking to you. You know what I'm saying? Those three guys was very influential and very pivotal in my career. They were like uncles to me, man. You know, so I'm very grateful. I met DL.
I met you through DL.
Yeah, I'm doing a homecoming show at FIU in Florida International University. They have a local promoter book, the opener, which was me, and then the school book, DL, the headliner. So I go out there, I'm doing my thing, killing, I'm good. At this point, I'm 4 years in, I'm sharp. You know what I'm saying? I'm that dude around town. I'm hosting now at the Improv. Marvin gave me a night.
Nice,
you know what I'm saying? So now, you know what I mean? And I guess DL's hearing the raw of the crowd, so he comes out like, who the hell is those things? So after the show, he was like, yo, man, you funny as hell, dude. He's like, you wanna go on the road with me? I'm like, yeah. So that's how I met you. I was going on the road with him.
Yep.
Every weekend, because TL works every weekend.
Every weekend.
So I ended up going on the road with him, man. I was able to feed my family, man. I had my daughter, I had my son at the time, you know, and I was able to live and learn from him, you know, and then working with him. I'm on the road with him. Sid happened to be in town at the same time. He comes by to say hi to DL and sees me on stage. And then he stops and watches, because he's like, damn, who the hell is that? So after the show, we all kicking it. He's like, DL, what's up with you do? You're opening. He's like, oh, this my man Malik, man. It's like, damn. So he's like, you mind if I use him? And I'm sitting right there, hey, like, are you gonna ask me how I feel about it? Like I'm some kind of like a ranch, son. Let me hold your ranch, you know? He's like, the deal's like, I did that. And then so me and him talk, whatever, nothing happened. He comes down to Miami like a couple months later, maybe a year or so later. It's been some months. So I go see him, I introduce myself. He's like, yeah, I remember you, man. So we start talking, and then, you know, boom, he left. And then like a couple months later, I get a call. Like, yo, from his road manager. He's like, yo, Zay wants you to come out. I was like,
nice.
Oh shit. I was like, okay. I'm in Miami. He's like, yeah, we'll fly you out. So then I started going to Sid, working with him, you know, touring, learning from him. And then he had got this TV show. He was like, yo, man, I got this TV show. I think you could be a writer, man. I think, yeah, man, I think you'd be good to be in the writer's room and help them capture my voice. I'm just like, I'm a comedian at that time. I'm like, wait, right? That sounds like a job. Monday through Friday. He's like, yeah. I was like, ah. He's like, well, this is how much they pay. I was like, well, shit, I could try.
Exactly.
So I had to move. I moved to LA. I don't know anything about writing. Nothing, dude. But I kept my head down, my ears open. That's how I got into writing.
Was that Soul Man or something else?
Soul Man.
All right, because I like that one.
That's
how
that's how I got into writing. You know what I'm saying? That's why when people be like, "Get right," I was like, well, there's not my story, because it's gonna be, you're not gonna meet Sid, and you know what I mean? But you can become that, but everybody's journey is different.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And I remember a while back, before all this happened, I had wrote a movie. Didn't even write it in the right format, because I ain't know nothing about formats. I just wrote it out. I put the names, and then I put the line. I put the names, I put the line. Not even right format, but the point is, what you put into the universe will come to you. Clearly, I had put it in the universe I wanted to write and didn't even realize it. And then it came. And then I learned, and I'm still learning. But you look back to me not knowing nothing about writing to I've sold 3 shows. And to be like a co-executive producer on a TV show, from not knowing anything, but just keeping my head down, my ears open, and learning and finding my opportunities, because I was in there because I was funny.
Right.
So then I had to, okay, I'm already funny, but now let me learn how to write.
Exactly.
Let me learn how to structure. Let me learn how to tell story, because I'm funny already. That's why I'm here.
Exactly.
But then let me show these people that I can be more than the, all right, we need a joke. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Let me show them that I'm more than that. You know, so I learned that craft. But again, from the beginning of our conversation, started from comedy.
Yep.
And then it just evolved to, so, and that's how I got started, man. I mean, I just ran with the opportunity, but it started from me. But what's funny is, it all aligns back, because the first comedy show I ever saw was Kings of Comedy.
Yeah, full circle.
I've never seen a comedy show before that. I never, like I said, I didn't know there was comedy clubs. So the Kings of Comedy came to Miami, and me and my boy was like, let's go down there, we're gonna check out the hoes. We ended up getting some tickets from some scalpers, and we got in. We go in, it's crazy, it's packed in the arena. It was, this time DL wasn't on yet. This was the very, very first leg, so it's like, it's Guy Torrey hosted, Bernie, Sid, and Steve. So Bernie is, come on, you know Bernie. Murdered. Sid murdered. And then Steve went on. Steve was doing his thing, but the energy just wasn't, the same. But it's Steve Harvey still doing his thing. The energy just wasn't that like that. As a comedian, everybody have a, off night.
Right.
But my boy was like, man, you funny, man, you could do this. I was like, yeah, like, dude, you could do this, man. And he was like, man, I'm thinking of joining the military. Like, what? It's like, man, we ain't doing that, because at this time we doing odd jobs. We ain't doing nothing with odd jobs, really. So he said, I'm gonna join the military. I said, man, he was like, he said, no, I'm serious, man. I said, well, if you join the military, I'm gonna try.
Hey.
He joined the military. So he retires next year, 23 years.
Wow.
Full pension. Hey. From that night, we both like pretty much defined our lives that night in that conversation.
That's dope.
We both followed through. And as life would have it, the first 2 people I ended up really working with, big time now, was DL and Sid.
And that's an interesting point as we gonna wrap it up. Our journeys are really kind of similar, because the platform that I'm working on now, I got this opportunity as a result of D.L. Hughley and my big bro, Howie Bell.
Howie Bell is my man.
And I met Howie through D.L. Hughley. Like, D.L. seemed like this hub.
Yeah.
One thing about him is he gives people a fair shot.
Yeah.
He keeps his eyes and ears open, because, and like I said, and this is the thing too about preparation and consistency, because you never know where your next opportunity is coming from. Like, I met DL in Biloxi, Mississippi, because I used to be in a relationship with this young lady from Louisiana, and she know I love comedy. And it's a quick point too, because you never know what people paying attention to, what you're saying. That's why I'm careful with my words, because sometimes I think I be talking, and I just happened to be visiting her one time. She was like, yeah, I know how you like comedy, you always talking about it. I heard DL, because Biloxi's not too far from New Orleans. And And so she was like, I got some tickets. My grandma hooked me up with these tickets if you want to go. I'm like, why not? What if I would be like,
right.
And then had I not had my podcast, I wouldn't have nothing to talk about.
Right.
But I also shout out to Clint Coley from Philly.
Yeah, Clint, that's man. I'm a little brother, man.
Word.
Annoying little brother, Clint Coley.
Shout out to him because he introduced me to DL because we got a mutual friend.
Right.
And like you said, you pay attention to people's words. I heard a conversation. He was like, he's a young guy that opens up for DL. Once again, DL got him on the road with him.
Mm-hmm.
And I text him like, what's your man's name? He was like, Clint Coley. I'm like, oh, I'm watching him right now. After the show, he's selling merch. I say, what up? Like, what y'all doing after this? I'm like, I'm on vacation. I'm chilling. Took us back there. If I didn't have my podcast going, because I'm 6 years in at that point, this 2014, that was just been, I met DL backstage at the show. You know, he's a curious mind. He's like, what you do back in Detroit?
Right.
I got a show, I do this, that, and that. Oh, work. And we exchanged information anytime, hit me up, whatever. He came to Detroit. I'm ambitious because remember I said I had the mobile set up. I hit his people up. They set up my first interview with him.
Nice.
We just been building up since then. And
that's a big interview.
Man, I'm gonna tell you that. You talk about you got put on the spot.
This when your mom and dad was like, okay, all right.
It was like he might be doing something.
Yeah.
Because to your point about the pressure, you talk about that night in the second show in Miami.
Yeah.
They say, oh yeah, he said he'd do it. I'm in the green room. You know how after the show, everybody's in there. So I thought it was gonna be us. Everybody from the city, all these politicians, yeah, looking at it. Yeah. Him sitting down.
How you gonna do the interview?
And in my head, I'm like, set up and go. But I got an audience. I wasn't expecting that.
Right.
But I locked in, and it worked. Right. And then I met Howie through him. Another show, the second time I had him on my show, mobile setup.
Yeah.
And that was actually the last comedy show at Joe Louis. They tore that down. That arena show, that was the Black and Brown Comedy Get Down. That was
Right. I remember that. I thought the TV show for that one.
Nice.
The TV show, I worked on that one.
Damn, see?
Yeah.
And you see, like, they believed in my vision because I kept bringing what I had up to the present. They see me figuring it out.
Right.
Or doing what I know to do best at any given point in the present.
Right.
And but I'm very thankful to them guys. Shout out to DL and Howie, Clint Coley. Anybody who ever believed in the vision and offered some assistance.
Yeah, man.
Appreciate you for taking your time, man.
Yes, sir.
This is an honor and a privilege. I love what you're doing, man. Congratulations. Oh, briefly. Because y'all got renewed for another season for the neighborhood. Right? How's the writing strike affecting y'all, if it is?
Yeah, it's effective.
Because you know, some people, so how did that work quickly? Because I'm not on the inside.
There's no work.
I see people.
There's no work.
So all the shows are just on.
All the shows are paused, man. Only thing going is news and reality. That's it. Things paused. So hopefully it gets resolved quickly, man. People can get back to work and, you know, people got to feed their families, man. And so hopefully all this will get resolved and we can get back to our arts.
I agree. And people starting to realize that how much they count on y'all and appreciate y'all writers because it's real slow out here. Like
it's tight right now, man. And then hopefully the actors don't go on strike too. So we living in crazy times, man.
Well, y'all got
the arts are being attacked in every area, dude. So you gotta protect art, man.
I agree. And what's the best way for people to stay updated with you?
Instagram is the easiest for me. I mean, you got everything else, but Malik S Comedy, M-A-L-I-K-S Comedy, M-A-L-I-K-S Comedy, Malik S Comedy, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. J-Day, Farmers Only, Christian Media. And black people meet, whatever,
Right.
Yeah.
And thank you. And
yes, sir.
I appreciate everybody for tuning in. We appreciate the love and support. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Chris Massey Show. And you can check out these shows on the Share Zone app. That's short for Sharing Zone. And sharezone.com. Hidden gems people need to know and why. And special thanks to our official sponsor, the inspirational lifestyle brand Legendary. Their motto is believers become innovators, innovators become legendary. They're connecting people through apparel and accessories and unique experiences. Follow them at LGNDRE on Instagram and check out the website, lgndre.com. Once again, Malik, I appreciate you.
Sure.
Looking forward to working with you again.
Appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, peace.